How's it going?
I mean, we're here, and I'm staring at Bannerlord and being terrified. I almost called you last night, and just like, I don't even care. I know he's asleep. I'm just gonna call his phone and just ring it off the hook because I don't know what I'm doing.
Dude, I watched the war and I was like, oh no, oh no.
It was so bad.
When you dueled that like hideout boss, I was like, oh no, he's just gonna get one shot.
And the worst part about the whole thing was when I did duel, I was already at like half health from all the other fights as well. And
yeah, you would still get one shot. Those hideout bosses are no joke, man. Even at late game, they hit. Like if you don't get your blocking game on point, you'll be sad.
Oh, well, I felt it. Like I just hardcore felt the crushing blow that was that hideout boss. But like even normal ones, again, doing everything on realistic difficulty is a little harder than I expected it would be.
Well, I mean, it is realistic. So yeah, everything hits hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, I missed a block and a mace came and hit me in the head. I'm like, well, who wouldn't go down with that?
Yeah,
you know, like. My goodness.
So one thing is Bannerlord is or Mountain Blade in general is definitely not a solo game. Like you need an army behind you to fight things because everything hurts and you always fight other armies. So you want to recruit and like level those characters up and move as a unit basically. So what you were doing, for example, is when you were fighting those bandits, while your cavalry was rotating around for another charge, you would just rotate around the 6 bandits and they would just throw you rocks and you would die. So you definitely want to get comfortable with the commands that you can issue to your troops. They are the core of the Mountain Blade gameplay, basically. So you can do things like, have your shield guys form a shield wall at front, position your archers behind them, and like get your cavalry to follow you. So you and your cavalry could like charge into enemy troops while your archers are firing arrows on them and things like that. So it's a tactical game really with a fun combat. Once you get used to it, the combat is a bit rough not a bit rough, it's rough on the edges compared to something like Mordhau.
Right. Well, actually, we all see how you and I are in Mordhau, okay? From any of our previous videos we did, we know how you and I are at Mordhau.
True. This is even worse.
See, I think the more technical detail of Mordhau makes it so you can really shine. I just got to get used to the combat side of this.
Yeah.
And
you'll get used to it pretty quickly, as long as you keep yourself alive, basically.
Gotcha. And that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I definitely want to, especially for this series, that, I'll be recording stuff for Mountain Blade Bannerlord, because I even from that first quest, I do like it. It's very cool. It is one of those things where I'm like, oh, this is neat. I like this and fits my theme very, very well. But oh my goodness, just how poorly. And I need to get a better weapon. I don't like spear. I didn't like it before.
Definitely get a shield, by the way. Because even at late game, like even if you have super good armor, when you are charging towards a group of people with javelins, they will murder you off your horse, basically. Just one javelin to the chest at that speed, no armor will protect you from it, basically.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. All right, so I'm looking at my character menu right now, and this is something I didn't really know what to do yet, because from what I understand, you cannot respec your character, right? When you pick these.
No.
Well,
I'm sure there's a mod for it.
There's a hack.
Not in the
for
base
it.
game.
I did look that up. There is a hack for it. You can go into the config menu and reset it. You literally have to open up the config INI file, and there's a command you can just change back to a default to reset. Though, obviously, I'm a little lax about doing that because, as you know, doing that with a live game, there is the possibility of corrupting your save going forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's one of those things where you do that at your own risk. It may be okay. It may not be okay.
Yeah, it's risky.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. All right. So, tell me about focus points. What are these? I see I have 1 focus point. It says you can use free focus points for increasing your learning limit in individual skills. Characters earn 1 focus point every time they level up.
I don't remember much about... So focus points is basically something like your perks. Like every time you level up, you get those, and you can drop them into a certain skill line, and that will, I think if I remember correctly, is going to increase the learning rate of that skill line.
But you can still learn stuff even without it. It'll just be slower.
Yeah, it's like Oblivion. The more you use something, or Elder Scrolls in general, the more you use something, the more you learn about it.
Sure.
So like if you are fighting with a one-handed weapon, you will learn, your one-handed skill line will increase. But if you don't drop enough focus, so it's gonna cap out. You see that green bar? That's where your
learning
that's
limit.
where it's gonna cap out basically.
I see.
So to increase it further, you need more focus points on that skill line.
Okay, so there is a limit to what you can actually learn on an individual character. Okay.
Oh, plus apparently it also takes from Vigor, your Vigor as well, as you just hovered above that arrow thingy. That under the green bar?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, so your Vigor plus skill focus will give you your total. I see that. Okay. All right, so let's go to... Oh, I don't have anyone. I had my brother earlier, my quote-unquote brother. Did I ever show you my coat of arms arc? Were you here last night?
Your coat of arms?
Yeah. So my grandfather passed away recently, and he showed me this a long time ago. He traced our family back to about 1640 is as far back as he could go. And when we were living in England in 1640, we came over to America with the early colonization, but we were in England at the time, and we actually have a coat of arms, which I'm going to put that up here on my screen so you can see that. So the family was of a high enough ranking nobility. I shouldn't say nobility. Should probably just say gentry.
I saw this in the VOD. Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to design when I got to do my thing. You couldn't do a whole lot with your heraldry, unfortunately, because they didn't let you do a whole bunch with it. Because technically,
I'm sure there's going to be a mod for it as well.
Oh yeah, and I may change that. But like when you're dealing with your clan or whatever, Ryland, that was our family name in England in 1640. Why it changed to what it is now, I have no idea. But it did. A lot of people actually changed their names as you went through. It was really weird. I don't know if it was just...
it's like hundreds of years, honestly.
Yeah. But I mean, when people came over to America, they start fresh. A lot of people just shedded their old family names and started new, like brand new. But technically, I was trying to go, well, I wanted a black lion, but the sigil couldn't be black. So I'm going to have to look for a mod for that, because I kind of wanted to kind of base off the lion, the black lion that's on my heraldry, and then do it on either a gold or a silver banner. But we're gonna mod.
Honestly, I have no idea why there are just set colors for background and then foreground. Like, why can't they be all colors? Honestly, it's
That was really annoying. It's like, why not? Probably because everyone's gonna want a black because that's just the cool thing. I'm like, no, that's what my family actually had, technically speaking. But yeah, no, I thought that was pretty neat. All right, so yeah, I'm looking at the different points. So my Vigor represents the ability to move with speed and force. It's important for melee combat. Oh, okay. So so each one of these skills that you have here affects your learning. So this is, if I hover over this or try to hover over this, Your control is what gives you your ability.
Yeah. So they are separated into different stats.
Okay, so each one of these stats controls your learning ability based on what your stats. Have you done, Gallister, have you done DNA? Yes, I have, Gallister, and I think I shared it in my Discord. But I'm 51% Germanic, 49% what would be English, so essentially it's Anglo-Saxon, because the Germanic tribes took over Britain in roughly about 800 AD, and that's the Anglo-Saxon. That's the Germanic. We're not Britain. The Bretons was the native tribe in the area, and that's not us. We were the Viking-ish Germanic tribes that invaded England in roughly the 800s and took over. Actually, it might have even been earlier than that, wasn't it? But yeah, so I'm pure Anglo-Saxon. One of the DNA things had French in there, like 0.4% French, and I sort of cried a little bit. But, I mean, it is what it is. I do love French accents, though, especially in women. Anyway, all right. Side topic. All right, so two-handed weapons. Again, I love my two-handed swords. I am a Langschnake from the very base. I know I pronounced it wrong. All the German friends just slapped their foreheads, but it was the German mercenaries, the two-handed sword, the Zweihander two-handed sword mercenaries. That's who I am. I feel like that in my core, you know? Is two-handed bad?
No, it will deal insane damage, but with a two-handed sword, like if you're using two-handed weapons, you will have to work on your blocks, because the blocks in Mordau, for example, it's just based on time, right?
Yeah.
In Mount and Blade, it's direction, left, right, up, down.
Yeah.
So even if your timing is perfect, if you block towards the wrong direction, you will still get hit. You may have noticed that with your spear, like it holds it up, left, right.
Yep.
So with a two-handed weapon, you will need to work on that. And at range, you are not protected. As I said, like even if you have very good armor, a well-placed javelin shot to your chest at like riding on a horse at high speed, because the damage also takes into account the velocity as well. You will still take massive damage or even just get one shot. So either you will need to like keep your troops with shields in front of you until you get close to the enemy, or carry a sight like a shield on the back, and until you close the gap between the ranged troops and yourself, use the shield, and when you are close enough, put the shield back, grab your heavy weapon, and then charge in, basically.
Gotcha. It sounds like, oh dear. Well, I forgot exactly what I was gonna say when I was gonna go through all that. But yeah, okay, makes sense. Wow, it's just you get one shot with almost everything in this game. But you know, it's like when we play.
Well, not when you have high enough armor, but again, a javelin will just pierce through any armor when you are charging on a horse at like 50 miles per hour.
Sure.
It's just gonna stick right through you.
Can I get off my horse at the beginning of an engagement and engage on foot?
Yeah, I think you hold F and either E or F, and you'll just hop off your horse. You can even order your mounted troops to get off their horses as well. You can order your archers to switch to a melee weapon.
Okay.
There are a whole bunch of orders you can give around too, so yeah.
All right. Good, because I am not very good when it comes to horseback. It's just like when we were playing Mordau. It's like, wow, you really realize how quickly people died in medieval fights. This was not you know, we think about modern warfare and how quickly it is to get shot, and I'm like, the longest thing was that charge between when the armies met. Then it was just like how quickly you died. You know, it's just like, boom, there you go. You fell.
Yeah.
And a lot of times by your own teammates as they backswing and you get hit in the head with a mace, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You might have done that to me once or twice, Ark.
Not at all.
No.
I would never.
Swinging the mace. Crunch. Oh, wow, that's weird. I heard a crunch. I didn't even swing yet. As I'm laying down behind you. Yeah, I understand. All right, cool. All right, so the next thing I want to know as we jump in
hold on. Before moving on to that,
yeah.
I want to mention, like, you see those scouting, tactics, medicine, leadership skills, right?
Medicine, leadership.
Yeah, in your skill bar again.
Yep.
So there, the game takes into account, so you know how you can bring in companions, basically named NPCs. They have their, just like this, those companions will also have their own skill lines, just like the screen you're seeing.
Okay.
So, for example, tactics. If you have a companion with a tactics that is higher than you, the game will take into account their tactics skill, because these affect some of the stuff in the game. So medicine skill will affect how fast you and your troops are regenerating health when you're on the map. Scouting will affect how fast you are going and things like that. And say you have a companion that is very good at scouting, you can assign him in your party menu as the scouting guy. And then when you assign him as the scouting guy, your army will take into account his scouting skill. And if you assign someone as the medic, their medicine skill will be taken into account
for healing.
So when you're
out of battle, healing is medicine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're leveling up your character, take those into account as well. So like, you say you don't want to put points into medicine, engineering, and whatever, you can always bring in a companion that has those skills, so you can focus on, your one-handed, your riding, whatever, things like that.
Okay. All right. No, that's awesome. Delegate to other people. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. It's like you can assign quartermasters, medic, the doctor of the army, things like that. So yeah, pretty neat.
This game
you can
is
also
insane.
give your companions their own armies, by the way. Just get someone and you're like, okay, well, I want this guy to have his own army. You can basically give him troops and he'll become his own army. He'll go around, recruit, fight other people, do their thing. And then you can just call them to call to arms, make a call to arms. And your bannermen, your lords, your other armies will gather up, they will follow you, and you will become this big, massive army of several hundred people to storm a castle, go into another war, things like that.
Oh, this is fantastic. I love it already.
It is.
I love it already. Oh, man. Light the beacons. That's what's going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, man. All right. So I'm just going down the line here. I had items, and then apparently because that was all the tutorial, I no longer have items. Boo-hoo.
Huh. Tutorials shouldn't take them away. I saw you sell a whole bunch of items, and I was like, man.
Yeah, I did that, and I didn't even think about it, because the stuff I'm wearing now isn't even armor. No wonder I was taking hits. Long woolen tunic, 2 body armor. Well, that's nothing. That's nothing whatsoever. So yeah, I'm practically naked. I might as well take the stuff off. There's not much of a difference, going in my underwear at this point. Oh, I got my horsey. Hello, horsey.
So at the beginning, what you will want to do is sort of recruit a lot of, basic troops, because that's all you can recruit. And hunt bandits, so you get experience, you get goods and armor from them to sell and things like that. And basically build up from there. Before you can engage in, other formed militaries and stuff like that, it's going to be... There's also different types of bandits and things, but you got to start small, basically.
Okay, and you can upgrade your soldiers as they go. I see this right here.
Yeah. As they gain experience, they will upgrade to different troops all the way up to, very elite units that will basically move their way through those bandits that
Yeah, it's nothing at all. Okay.
The thing that you need to keep in mind when recruiting is they have an upkeep cost, so they will basically want to be paid, and they will need food. Your army composition will require you to have a certain amount of food, and the type of the variety of food also changes your morale. So you can stock up on grain, but your morale will drop because people will be like, man, come on, we've been eating grain for like a year. So
man, no wonder so many nations just did slave armies. Who cares what they think?
So further on, you will want to add like olives, butter, wine, you know, different things.
I gotta provide alcohol for these guys? Oh my goodness.
So hover your mouse on the bottom right, on the things that are at bottom right, like your gold, your health, your party composition. That will give you a lot of information when you hover your mouse over them. Okay,
so let's see. Battle-ready troops, wounded troops, my health, influence. Okay, there's your wage, main party wage, expected change. So with the two guys I have, how often does the wage come out?
I think it's daily. It might be daily. I don't remember really.
These guys are gouging me daily.
I mean, you are wanting them to risk their lives for a random dude, so.
I mean, I don't think they're worth that much.
So the wage will depend on their the unit and their level as well. So the higher tier units will obviously want more money.
Well, yeah, again, goes back to what I was talking about history-wise. Those German mercenaries, the ones who use the Zweihanders and the Kotzblagas, they were one of the highest paid in almost any army because they knew they were worth it. They always went first in, but they charged an arm and a leg. You had those guys with you? It was like, yep, but you're paying for them. All right, so battle-ready troops. Okay, here's my consumable. Days until no food, 18. Oh, dear. Number of consumable items, it says 2.7. I only see 2, but all right, whatever.
Probably you had 3, and maybe it dropped by a floating point and doesn't show it
right.
It just shows 2.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, so I know how
party morale.
Yeah, and I know how many days I have until I need to buy more food. Okay, so party morale. So our base was 50. Recent events -40. I don't know why they're demoralized. I'm the one who took the mace to the face a bunch of times. They're fine. Wow.
Yeah, but they're probably like, well, are we following this dude?
We're following an idiot. Yeah. All right, makes sense. Wow, my morale.
So when your party morale drops enough, people will basically just leave your army. They'll like, screw this, I'm gonna go.
They're deserters?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Nope, they gotta go. We're putting in Roman decimation into my army. You desert, that's bad. All right, party speed. How fast we move. Okay, and this is based on our horses and our cargo with capacity, low morale. Okay. All right, so that's our
the more horses you have in your party, basically, or even in your inventory, because you can put horses in your quote-unquote inventory.
Yeah, put them in my bag. It's fine.
Yeah. So
I think I got 3 or 4 horses in my knapsack. We're all right.
No, I mean, it doesn't say inventory. It more says Agelos's party instead of an inventory, so it makes sense. But the more horses or mules, etc. you have, the higher your carrying capacity is, and the less you are affected by the amount of stuff you carry in terms of speed.
Okay. All right. View distance. I'm assuming that will have varying things affecting it, such as weather,
scouting and stuff.
Scouting. All right.
Yeah, weather, scouting, weather if you're in a forest.
Okay. And that's just when you're on the main map moving around, you see those little groups moving about, and they sort of pop in and out. I'm assuming that's your circle. As it gets larger, you can see them farther away. Okay. Okay, and there's our daily party wage. How much we owe them. Oh, dear. All right. All right, good to know. Now, when I'm looking at these guys, I see they have their almighty pitchfork. Can I outfit them with armor, or does the armor really only matter for me?
Yes, you and your companions, like the named companions you get, you can outfit them. But your basic troops, they have their just own default depending on their tier and their levels and stuff, they will get better. Like, for example, when you are upgrading a troop to a horseman, though, because some of them will upgrade to cavalry, you will need to have an extra horse in your inventory. And some of them will require like a war horse for further upgrades. It's not going to be just like your basic, horse, but they will require this war horse category, which are made up of better horses. Sure.
There's, and like I see the upgrade options here. If they have different requirements, will it say it?
Yes.
Okay, because in order for me to upgrade this Imperial recruit to Imperial infantryman, it just requires experience and a dinar cost. If it's they need a horse, it'll be experience, gold cost, and one war horse or whatever. Okay, that makes sense. All right, cool. Learning stuff. So now we got our active quest, establish our clan. I'm assuming this one. All right, now, and I did a little bit of reading online, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little. From what I understand, finishing this quest is meant to take you a little bit of time, but this is what unlocks.
It's probably going to take all the way through the game. That's like one main quest.
And this unlocks the ability for you to establish your own kingdom, right? That's what I read.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Is that it? Maybe they changed it, because I think you can just ignore those. But I might be wrong. It's been a while since I last played.
Oh, well. After watching me play, I know you'll get back into it, because,
Honestly, I've updated it, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm logging in right now. Understood. Yeah, no, I just read this online that this was something that when you finish this, it unlocks the ability where you no longer need to, give your loyalty to anyone else. You could start your own kingdom. This is literally sandbox mode, okay? Meaning when you finished all the other quests in the game, you did all that fun stuff, and now this is literally late end game where the game doesn't really end until you quit, but you could start your own empire and essentially build to whatever you want. The game goes as long as you're willing to go.
Yes, I think, again, I don't know if it prevents you from building your own empire, because in my playthrough, I didn't finish this quest, and I still had, castles, and I was a lord to one of the kings.
Right, but you're not your own king.
I don't know, I didn't check. I may have been able to declare independency as well, I guess, but at that point, I wasn't ready in terms of battle power, war power, so.
Understood, yeah. I just, that's what I read, and I don't know, is it adequate information? You never know when you're on the internet, so, okay. So right now, my thing is I need to increase my dinars to 2,000 and grow my party to 20 men, gain enough renown to reach clan tier 1, and hire one companion, the friend.
Yep.
So then we got our clan, which is just me. Fiefs. Okay, all right, so party. Okay, so parties. This is where I can create my separate war parties?
Yes, your war parties, your caravans, if you have a castle, garrisons there, and things like that, basically.
Okay. And I see fiefs, your settlements, your castles. Oh, great, they have expenses. Oh, but they do have income, too, so, okay.
So they have incomes. They get food and whatnot from. So every castle, it has 3 villages that are in their control, I guess.
Similar
and those
to,
villages basically supply the castle.
Gotcha. Similar to ESO's keep system. There's 3 different.
Yeah. And say you wanna take down a castle, you could first go raid the villages, basically burn it to the ground.
Sure.
And that will cut the supply rate, and that will drop the morality and everything like that of the garrison that is in that castle. And then you can have an easier time capturing.
All right. It says create kingdom. So maybe you were right about not needing to do that. It says clan tier should be at least 4. Number of towns or castles you should own should be at least 1 before you create your own kingdom.
I don't think you need to. Nether's Folly might be about the Empire. Like, if you want to, because see, in the lore, the map used to be under a single empire, and then it fell apart basically. It shattered into these different kingdoms. So that might be just the empire part that you needed for the quest, but building your own kingdom shouldn't require you to do that quest, because I know you can just skip it. Like,
gotcha. I'm trying to I can't zoom out on my map any further, and it won't let me click anywhere to see the entire map. I knew there's more kingdoms.
You use WASD?
Oh, that's what I'm doing. It's not moving.
Oh,
it's weird. Maybe
that might be the total thing. They probably just didn't frame it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks about right. Like,
and I knew this whole section because apparently from the lore side, this game takes place, what, 250 years before Warband?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Might be.
Because this is one big empire, but it has like a northern empire, a western, and an eastern empire. Like, this 3 different empires.
Yeah.
Then you got essentially the equivalent, what are the Kurzites, which are essentially Mongolian steppe people.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Aserai, which are Saracens are actually more like Sassanids, the Persian Empire from Greek, Middle Eastern, Near East, Near Eastern people. I picked these guys, the Valendians, because they are essentially Normans or Anglo-Saxons, so that would have been my heritage. And then, of course, you have these guys, the Bretanas, which are Celts, are Bretons, again, nature-loving hippies. And then
up north you have
these guys, the Nords. Yeah. What were they called? They're the I don't even know what they're
I don't
called.
remember what they're called. Yeah. I picked them though.
Yeah, I figured as much. You always pick the Nordish people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so zooming back into the map. Now you're saying I picked up a few troops. My next bet would probably be hopping to another town, maybe picking up a few more, and then trying to find...
pick troops, basically. Okay. So different villages, different cities, and different kingdoms will have different troops. So if you go into if you're going to use one of those Mongolian villages, they will have different types, like horse archers, mounted archers. Yeah. So once you figure out which type of troops you like the most, you can just go to that place and hire more troops. But that's more for later on.
Oh no! You stop! Give us your silver.
They will chase you. You're dead.
I only have 2 people with me.
Yeah, you'll die. Just either give them something or load the game.
Maybe
you want to run away from those basically early on.
How much money?
I'm watching with a delay, so couldn't stop you in time.
Let my people go.
Oh yeah, there's this neat thing that you can work stuff out. Basically, just even give castles or villages.
All right. So how much do you think I should try to offer? Oh, not that much.
I have no clue. 10. I never did this.
10. It doesn't. All right, we'll just do auto offer.
Oh, on the left you see the bar, like above Let Agelos Go. On the left you see a bar.
Wow.
Basically, yeah, you're gonna have to.
Wow. All right, that's a. Wow, that's pretty bad. I'm coming back. I'm gonna get you guys. That's it. That's what's gonna happen. Nope. All right, so this sucks.
Oh, you walked into another one?
They were right by the town. What was I gonna do?
Go back. Run away. I don't know. Oh, this. Yeah, you are having a rough start.
I just wanted to get to town. All right. So we got. Oh man. So now I have like 5 people in my army. I should probably buy some value. We're going to buy some grain or something. And we'll add some grain. We'll do some butter. I'm trying not to do a whole lot. I'm just trying to do enough that my people have. Ooh, a pig. But I need probably a town for that, don't I?
No. It's just going to be in your party.
Oh, okay. Pay 54. All right. That's fine. So what?
Follow you guys around.
What's taking a walk through the lands do? Is there a reason for that?
You will basically enter the village and be able to just talk to people and things like that, but it's not necessary, really.
I see. All right. Well, what's my health at? All right. No, we're good.
Well, in the cities, you'll be able to visit like blacksmiths and stuff like that. You can actually own your own stores to generate revenue as well, like your own blacksmith, your own brewery, things like that, further on into the game.
All right. There's 5
So you'll want to hit some villages and recruit some more people, basically.
Yeah, but
because
there's so many people.
Just avoid them. Yeah. Just
can you
look at where you are going at all times and don't run away from looters and bandits for now.
Oh, I could actually have freely clicked. I didn't realize that. Those aren't bandits. Those are good people, I hope. I didn't realize you could freely click. I clicked on the village and my guy just auto ran there.
Oh, no, yeah, you can just move your thing around.
Someone died of his old age.
Wolfenstein.
What is up with that?
Oh, yeah, so the game keeps giving you updates on the, like, kingdoms and nobility and things like that.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're going to recruit some troops, and they don't have any.
Yeah, some of them won't. Some of them will have better troops when you have better relations with them. That's what you see, like, on the far end. There is one troop that is locked. That's because your renown isn't high enough with that.
Oh, okay. Now, it looks like there's a quest in this town. Is that what it's saying?
There might be, yeah. Yeah, the blue notification, I think, is the quest one.
Okay. All right, so let's see about troops. So I'm recruiting troops because I need them. What is my daily? All right, 14. Ooh, I'm gonna have to be careful. But at this point, at least I have a few extra troops. All right, so I can actually go talk to this guy, the dyer. So it says visit or talk. Does it matter which I do?
If you visit, it will probably put you there in person. If you talk, it will probably just pop up the talking.
Oh, there we go.
Like pop up the dialogue.
Gotcha. I don't know you. I suppose you should tell me your name. Okay. He's standing the merchant here in Zionica. Okay. All right. I know your name. I hear you recently caught some bandits. I don't know if I'd say that. Let's just say events happened, and somehow or another they came under my possession. That is what we'll say. Because that's all I can take credit for. Oh, because that was terrible. All right, so all right. I heard you need help. What's the problem? All right, so yeah, I got a problem. A few days ago, I needed hides for my tannery. Oh, he's a tanner? They're like the lowest of the low. No wonder he's talking to me. He has no one else. I mean, again, one of the reasons why I love doing historical games, and while this is a fantasy game, it sort of only is in the fact that instead of offending people and saying, yes, these are the Arabs of Saudi Arabia, they made up a fake name, but you can really tell who they are. You know what I mean? Like, really, they're so far based off of civilization, you can kind of make out. And actually, in fact, I think I pointed it out in the last stream. The one painting was very reminiscent when they showed the Asserai. The guy looked like Saladin from the Third Crusade.
Yeah.
Like, he looked just like the artistic depictions. I'm like, that's Saladin. You know? Of Damascus. You just looked at him and went, yeah, that's who that is, you know? a few years ago. Yeah, hides from my tannery. But anyway, tanners in medieval society were considered the lowest of the low in terms of free people. I mean, of free people. If you were a slave or something, that's different. But they actually had sections of the city because their work stank so bad that they had to sit outside the city. I specifically remember in the Bible, in the book of Acts, Peter goes and speaks with a tanner, and they were outside the city, so they were kind of free of persecution because no one bothered them. Like, no one goes there. It smells, right? Because the tanners. But yeah, because you're dealing with flesh, hide, and stuff like that, and curing of hides, it smelled so bad. They weren't really allowed inside the city proper. They were off in the docks, in the areas away from people because of what their profession actually did. So I thought that was neat. All right, so the band.
Wow, I learned something.
Yeah. That's so. If you were a tanner, you lived in almost like these ghetto slum areas because no one wanted you nearby because you smelled so bad. You know. All right. So there's a gang of thugs. All right. I want you to crush them. Go to Zeocroy and give them a lesson they won't forget. Any other way? No, I don't want to do any other way. I'm not paying them like I just paid the last couple people. If you don't want to get involved with this yourself, leave one of your capable companions and 19 men for some days. Oh, so you can actually, if you don't want to do it personally. Okay. Well, I don't have 19 men, nor do I have a companion, so I guess I'm doing it myself. All right.
There shouldn't be a time limit. Well, there are some timed quests, but this shouldn't be one of them. So, like, if you go there now, you'll probably get wrecked bad.
Oh, wow. I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. Oh, over here. They said this town. But you're right. Let's head back.
So, go to the Tavern district.
Go to
on the menu on the left.
All right. Visit the tavern.
Yep. So taverns are where you generally find companions. Like that Aeronis, the silent guy, is a companion.
Ooh, I like the music. I actually said that earlier. I love the music, and I'm dancing. I can't dance.
So if you press Alt, I think it should highlight any named NPCs that you can talk to.
Oh, there he is.
There's also a second floor.
All right, well, we'll talk to him in a second. This is a pretty cool looking tavern. I like this. Lotus of Doom. Hey, how are you? All right, so I guess we'll just talk to this guy. What is it, stranger? Who are you? All right, tell me about yourself. It is not without some reluctance that I tell you this story, for it hardly does honor to my name. All right, my father was a cataphracts to the east. Wouldn't that mean he's a Saracen? Weren't cataphracts Saracens? I'm thinking Age of Empires right now, Ark, right? Was it cataphrat? Like...
No, cataphracts were Byzantine.
Oh, so okay.
In Age of Empires.
You're right, and we're in a Roman inspired imperial town. Okay. All right, so he was an imperial archer. All right, Byzantium. Yeah, because that would have
cataphracts were cavalry, like heavy armored cavalry.
Right. I knew they were
again in Age of Empires.
All right, well, I mean, Age of Empires. We both played AoE 2, which was the best. Which, by the way, do you know the new Age of Empires is pure medieval again, going back to Age of Empire 2, right?
I'm so glad they didn't do anything futuristic with it. Yeah.
You know, the one reason why I didn't like Age of Empires 3 is I didn't like the guns in the Colonial. I'm like, just give me my swords and my horses again. AoE 2 forever. That's just what I'm saying. All right.
Yep.
Best Age of Empires 2. I spent too much time in that game. Man, I almost want to play that too. My goodness. All right, so we had him pay for his horse and armor. Yeah, so he was an armored cataphrat from Byzantium, which again makes sense considering that these imperial troops here are essentially Byzantium are Rome. the Roman Empire. I guess Byzantium would only be, they only were called Byzantium after the Western Empire fell. They were still called Romans before that. All right, pay for the horse. I was raised to take his place in the Imperial troop rosters when I came of age. All right. But the Kuzites overran us. Oh, man. That's what happens when you let Attila the Hun come in. Happens every time. Revenues now belong to the Tarkhan, okay, which would have been the leader of the Mongoloid people. Alas, Mongols, the empire had little land to grant today, even to train cavalrymen like myself who wish to serve, and horses are expensive. Darn right they're expensive. I don't have money for this. I can already tell this is an expensive venture. You can call it pride.
Yeah, companions are expensive to hire initially. And they don't give you their skills outright. So you have to make out what they are good at from their backstory, I think, before you hire.
Okay, so there's not like a character paper doll. I just kind of have to listen to his story, find out what you think he's good at, and then... Well, it's a good thing that you and I both love Age of Empires and history, because we can kind of figure this out. If he's clearly a heavy cataphrat, he's a cavalryman, and probably good tactics as well. Say one day purchased the land, probably had some money. Whoever sits on the throne, as my father did. That's it. The dishonorable part, that you work for merchants. I thought it'd be a lot worse. Yeah, so he probably has good leadership and cavalry, is what I would imagine. A cavalier of the empire doing errands for traders? The shame of it! Shame! Shame! Lotus of Doom, Ag's medieval antics will provide my background sound while I clean. Well, I'm glad. All right. I'm not really too worried. I try to pick and choose my master, hope at least some equestrian honor rubs off on the men of commerce. All right. Which is horses. Right now, I'm between jobs, so if you got any work for me, I'm willing to discuss. I could use you in my company. We're going to take him because I don't have anyone else. Can I dismiss? No?
Don't take him. It will cost you, I think.
Yeah, but can I dismiss them later if I find other companions, or is there a limit to number of companions I can have?
I think there's a limit. I don't remember what. I think it depends on your clan tier, the number. You can dismiss them, but there might be an outright cost at the beginning. That I don't remember. I mean, it should say if there was an outright cost.
I would imagine it would say, hey, you have or go to that barter screen again or something like that.
I mean, I guess you can pick it up, yeah.
Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, I reload a save.
True.
Oh, and see, it literally tells you the cost, and I can't afford it right now.
Oh, there you go.
Lotus of Doom. What's the selling point? I don't have anyone else, so I guess I'll hire you. Well, that would be the case if I could afford them, but I can't. There's some town folks who looked after me here, made sure I was fed for that. I like to give them something before I go. Could I ask for 693 dinar as an advance? Nope, you're on your own, but I'll keep you in mind. All right, so good to know.
Companions are a bit more expensive.
Good to know.
I mean, once you start
basically
moving your way through people, you'll start making money by selling,
Yeah, yeah.
But selling the loot and everything.
I think that was a little disingenuous of you, Ark, because you said they're a bit more expensive. 693 dinars is not a bit more when I'm buying a person for 20. That's not
man.
That's not a bit.
I had dozens of thousands of gold in the game when I was playing, okay? I don't remember.
All I can say is that's not a bit more expensive. That is...
I had, stores. I had caravans in my name. I was doing good.
Oh, man. So, is it updated already? Did you already have it ready to go?
Oh, it is, but I have to restart because I borked that save with mods.
Oh, man. So. Oh, man. Yeah, I was looking at the modding. Apparently, Bannerlord modding is insane, but I've been watching some videos from a new person who is actually very similar to me, but way more successful. His name is Resonant, which you may like him on YouTube. He as well is almost a medieval only YouTuber. He likes focusing on medieval style games, and this is his bread and butter, Mountain Blade.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it is the most unique medieval game out there at the moment.
Yeah, for what it is. Yeah. All right, so here's the again. This very much does look like a Romanesque town, doesn't it? The way you can
no.
the roof tiles speak Roman. All right, so what I could do is I can hold tab to get out of here. I don't really want to explore the village right now. I just want to go back out. All right, so it still says there's a second quest if I go to the town center.
Oh, that's the UI is borked. That's the same guy. That's gonna be the same guy.
Oh, you're right. I see that. Sanion the Dyer. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have different exclamation marks for an active quest or a quest you can pick up, which was annoying a year ago, and apparently they still don't have an alternative version of it. Come on, Tailwords.
There should be something to kind of tell you what it is that you're doing and not. Wow, that was fun.
Now you'll just back out again.
I know, like literally right back into town. Oh yeah, wrong button. Tab.